I'm long overdue because I scrapped my Fortnite remix video, so here we go instead. Every Chapter 6 POI ranked. I'm ranking every POI on the Chapter 6 map as of launch from worst to best. And before I start, only one of the 18 POIs on the map is not amazing. It isn't horrible, it's not good at all, but the rest are either good or some of the best POIs Fortnite has ever had. Also, I'll be judging on looks, loot, and location. The 3 L's. So, let's start.
Bird.
Yeah, okay, I get it. The memes. It is literally a fucking gas station. Like the mascot of the Islands Corporation being a fucking shit bird, turd bird thing is funny, but this didn't have to be an actual POI. I mean, this map has a lot of unnecessary POIs, like the bridge and the dam, but hey, fills out the map, and most of them are actually good. Not bird though. I don't like it that much, and I don't care that much that it exists. A few chests, but super close to Night Shift Forest, so whatever. Not good, but it's not horrible. The only POI on the list that I would never actually drop at. So we can keep going for now. Number 17 is Whiffy Wharf. This one is another filler, I guess. I do enjoy it a lot, really tightly packed, and somehow quite a few people land here every match, so you're going to have a good fight almost every time. But it is on the very edge of the map, and you will be running from Storm every single time. Unfortunately, that name got me really hyped. I don't know what else to say. It is a good POI, but it just doesn't stack up against the rest. I just got really hyped for some reason because it was called Wharf, whatever, better than Bird. Number 16 is Warrior's Watch. Nothing actually against this POI. It's a good position on the map, a little bland. I mean, we have so many of these buildings that the most ordinary and bland one out of all of them just doesn't stand out whatsoever. You do get a free Typhoon Blade, and the fact that the main building is war-struck and falling apart is pretty cool, but not the best POI. Still good, though. 15 is Foxy Floodgate. This is the Chapter 2 dam, but better. Yeah, the dam back then was cool and all. I love it, actually. But this one is better, no question. From the giant fox heads carved into the mountain, the fish stick warning signs, the no emote troll sign nearby. Yeah, it's not the best POI to land at, but it does have a sufficient enough loot to be worthwhile if you're passing by. It's also smack dab in the middle of the map, so action will always be close, and a lot of fights actually just end up happening here. Number 14 is Pumped Power. Similar situation to Simi Stacks here, a pretty cool hydroelectric plant. This and Foxy are both owned and run by this power company thing. I don't know, the Earth guy. I mean, it's cool, pretty alright design, and some okay loot, but what really puts it higher is this location, because it's right next to the Demon's Dojo, and also right under that mountain, and next to Magic Mosses too. It's a good POI, good location, okay loot, but not the best. Number 13 is Shining Span. This is such a cool POI. I'm so sad to put it this low, because I was hyped for this bridge. I did not expect for this to be in lane location, but so was Bird, so whatever. There's a good amount of loot on top and under the bridge, including 2 guaranteed elemental chest spawns. Not to mention the cables are grind rails and has an amazing view of Seaport City. And has launch pads out to bring you just like lined up if you don't want to die off spawn in Seaport City. Only problem is that there's a little island on the other side of it. Wish it was just the ocean, but whatever. I literally can't put it higher because it's just a bridge, but it's also a pretty good drop spot if you want to rotate into the city. Hopeful Heights at number 12. Who's landing here? I mean, nice Japanese suburb town, but nothing much else to it. The cherry blossom line right over the river next to it is really cool, but Mass Meadows is right there, and it's better. And also, Hope and Jonesy are here and selling you weapons that you can only get by doing expertise quests, whatever. I don't know what these are. I don't care enough to try. Number 11 is Brutal Boxcars, which really shouldn't be this high. Low amount of loot and serves as this chapter's version of Reckless Railways. But instead of a nice town with a massive-ass train station in the middle, we have a single small train station with a few other subways on separate tracks, more of like a train yard than an actual station. Pretty cool, but not enough loot. Not bad for rotating, though. Looks good, at least. And by the way, I found out from some sort of, I think it was like a resub video, there are 14 chests here in this entire POI. Like, It really shouldn't be this high. But like, the only reason it's this high is because I love trained POIs, which is why I loved Reckless last chapter. You'll see that love for trained POIs with another one coming up soon. Okay, now we're getting to the top 10, which are some really good POIs. Kicking it off is Magic Mosses. Damn it, I wanted to put this higher, but it still cracked the top 10. By far, one of the most beautiful POIs of all time. No joke. Oh my god, this place is beautiful. It is just a forest, a heavily upgraded Wailing Woods, and yeah, the loot on the surface is mediocre, but the cave underneath is very useful, and if you can manage to not get third-partied 25 times. I can't express how much I adore this POI based on looks alone. Like, if this was just on looks, this would be top 5, if not number 1. And also, location-wise, it's good, and loot-wise, it's also pretty decent. But just higher than that is the other forest, Night Shift Forest. I mean, it's just magic mosses, but purple, and it turns to nighttime when you enter, which is just really cool. The loot here is also pretty good. I do love the aesthetic of this POI a lot, and it does have a stacked vault similar to Magic Mosses, but it's actually way better than the cave in Magic Mosses. The only problem is that everyone wants that damn vault, and to activate it, you have to turn it to daytime, ruining the entire gimmick of the POI, which is really sad because every time you're there now, someone always took the vault, which means that someone always made it daytime, so it's never actually cool when you're past, like, the first couple zones. But nonetheless, still an amazing POI. Number 8 is Flooded Frogs. Pretty cool POI. It surrounds a flooded basin that apparently has a massive inside that is flooded. Maybe it'll drain and we get to see the rest, which would be really cool. But for now, it's still a heavily compacted square of houses that will always involve combat. It also looks thick as hell with like the red roofing and all that stuff. Very close to the turtle, which is gone actually right now. The time I'm recording this, come back, please. 7 is Twinkle Terrace. This is like really kicking off the amazing POIs. You know how in every chapter there's always that one little town that almost nobody drops at, but it's still pretty cool? And sometimes people do, just like rarely, but it's not that common. There's one like this that's higher on the list, but I feel this is the one of the chapter, and it's severely underrated. Like Whiffy Wharf, it is a pretty tightly packed, but unlike the wharf, it has a lot better loot and population. All the lantern lights hanging along the houses and the ones in the sky. Oh my god, it looks so pretty, especially at night. Just an amazing POI to land somewhere if you don't want to be fought that much. But you can also rotate down to Night Shift Force, so just a really good POI. Number 6 is Mast Meadows. Closest thing to Pleasant Park we have on this map. I've seen a couple people ignore it completely and a couple people glaze over it. Yeah, there's a nice field/park in the middle with all the buildings surrounding. The same layout as Pleasant Park, and it's really just a Japanese version of Pleasant. Hopeful Heights isn't anything special, but this is definitely a step up. I don't land here nearly as much as I should, and I'm gonna start landing here. I should start landing here more. Okay, finally, we got top 5 here. It's top tier stuff. Top tier stuff. S tier, probably. Most of these are S tier. And cracking the top 5 is another somewhat remixed POI, Lost Lake. Infinitely better than Loot Lake, which is an objectively horrible POI. I mean, OG is out right now. Land at Loot Lake. It's horrible. This area of houses, like just in this little jumble, and a big house in the middle. Wow. There's a lot of these on this map. It's pretty standard. It's still really pretty, especially being on the absolute 5-star meal of the Chapter 6 map. No matter what I do, I'm going to mention the Chapter 6 map. But it's also in this area with those like little like ledges, like look like turtle shells, or the turtle used to be. But it's still really cool here. Like, I love this POI. I love this biome. Like, it's swampy, but it's also like a colorful swamp on like moisty mire. But it's also like Slurpy Swamp vibes, but looks really way prettier. And also in the name, it contains a lake. It's kind of like a pond, actually. It's not. I feel like it's not lake worthy. Like the Whiffy Wharf little bay is more of a lake than this one. But yeah, I wouldn't call it a lake. But the area around it seems to be covered with like land out of like a big swamp, big lake interrupted by juts of land. Whatever. I don't know. Also, there's the giant face statue in the water. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen with this, but it's kind of freaky. But I'm excited to find out and keep looting here because this is the true Loot Lake. This is the best variant of Loot Lake. Maybe Lazy Lake, but I feel like that doesn't like count because it's just a town. There's nothing to do with lake. Anyways, fuck the original loot lake. Number 4 is Shogun Solitude. This is such a cool POI. Like top to bottom, beautiful. An island off the shore of the map, completely vertical with different jagged cliff edges. A really great place to fight and loot in, with a great rotation to canyon crossing. Only problem is that it's on the corner of the map and there isn't really any reason to go there. If the Shogun X spawned here every time, instead of wandering around the map with infinite fucking health and teleports around the map so you cannot get the damn mythics he dropped. Yeah, I really wish Shogun X was here and you'd fight him, just because Demon's Dojo is also in the complete corner of the map, so it would kind of be a balance. Yeah, I know the system where it is now, like he teleports and then he like teleports away once you've done enough damage to him, and then he spawns it on the island, but you just do the normal routine. You shoot at him here, and then he like disappears, teleports, and then he reappears on the island. I just really wish he spawned here all the time. If so, this could be like top 3 or top 2, really. And also if he had a little lower health, because this guy has like too much health. Okay, number 3, Demon's Dojo. I actually like Shogun Solitude as looks wise better than Demon's Dojo, but Demon's Dojo is like alone would be top 5 out of looks because it's really cool. But the loot here and the placement on the map and the actual purpose to going here is just infinitely better than Shogun Solitude, so it has to be up higher. The massive dojo with one of the sickest fight bosses in Fortnite history. No, the sickest boss fight ever in Fortnite history. I mean, you literally fight a giant puppet monster that shoots fire at you and teleports around the big Zen area. Sick as all hell POI with a lake that will probably freeze over when Winterfest comes out. Absolutely incredible POI. Surprising that canyon crossing is this high, right? No. For me, it's not surprising in the slightest. I knew from the moment I landed here, this would be one of my all-time favorite POIs. In Chapter 5, Season 1, there was a little POI in the bottom right of the map called Hazy Hillside. Places like Snooty Steps and Lavish Lair were filled with people every game landing here and fighting to the death. But in this little town on the side of a mountain with just a few people each game you could fight with. Then in Season 2, it got brutally taken away from me forever. Please bring it back. I miss it. I got the second best thing with canyon crossing. Oh my god, I want it to be snowy and there'd be Christmas trees everywhere. Oh my god, I love this fucking POI. Okay. 2 separate sides with a beautiful view of the chasm below and Shogun Solitude in the ocean, the futuristic version of Hazy. I haven't landed here nearly enough, so I'm excited to keep landing here, to cross this bridge and climb these buildings more and more. Epic, please don't boot this next season, please. Why would you? What's the fucking point? What are you gonna put here, huh? What are you gonna put? Bird 2? The Bird Factory? Just keep it here. Don't mess with it, please. But somehow this is not my number 1, but it's not surprising at all because considering what number 1 actually is. Okay, listen up. We all love Tilted Towers. It is the most popular POI of all time. Each chapter has a version of Tilted Towers. A large POI with a bunch of people that will always drop at. Chapter 2 had the Agency, or Stark Industries, either one. Chapter 3, actually did have Tilted Towers, but it also had the Daily Bugle. Chapter 4 had Mega City. Chapter 5, you could argue, was Castle Doom, but I'd also say Reckless Railways, at least in Season 1. And Chapter 6, what would you say? It's pretty clear. Not Demon's Dojo. No. The Island. What? No. Bird? Maybe. I don't know. What the actual fuck? Of course not. None of these would actually ever compare to Seaport City. Everyone was excited for this when they heard a Japanese city would come into the game. Some were hyped and thinking Mega City was coming back. Sure, Mega City was beautiful, but you couldn't go inside the buildings. Seaport City might actually be better. You can go inside each one of these amazing decorated buildings, whether it's the high-rises or the shops on the ground, the modern version of Tilted Towers. Like, on par, if not better than Mega City. Okay, maybe Mega City's better. But, man, oh my god, this is the best thing possible to come after Mega City. I love ziplining from building to building, shooting people on lower levels, running across the train track as the train comes literally through the city. I wanted this with Castle Doom. I said that in my Season 4 video. That could have been sick if Reckless is... I mean, Reckless is still perfect for what it is, but no other POI in history could have a stacked city experience off spawn. Maybe you pop off, then you get rewarded with more damn people from the train passing through in the middle of the city with the mythic AR. That's absolutely shreds. And you kill them, and you get that mythic AR. I think it would have been cool if the train went over the bridge, but it is better that it's here. Or you could have multiple trains that, like, intersect paths like an actual subway, because in this map, one goes over the train, one goes through the city, one goes, like, around, like, Canyon Crossing or whatever. Just an idea. Chapter 6 has some stacked POIs, but Seaport City is the best, and probably in my top 10 POIs of all time. I love this place so much. It's always fun to be here. There's always action. There's always fun times. 10 out of 10 POI. And honestly, it could be argued that this map is a 10 out of 10. And that really any POI on this list could have been number 1 except for, like, Bird. But what do you think? Maybe Bird is your favorite POI. I won't judge you that much. That much. But let me know. What is your favorite POI this season? Are you enjoying this season? Because I absolutely am. But this is my list, my opinion. So please don't get mad at me. And I will make a season review at the end of the season because I have a lot to talk about. Because in my opinion, this is looking like peak.